Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now, before we get into today's rundown, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and that you're following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. So, we have another weekend of fixtures to look forward to across the European leagues, apart from Italy, who are still a week away from their league games returning. But the rest of the action will be happening this weekend. So before we have a look at this weekend's games in the Barclays WSL, we'll have a reminder of Wednesday's results. So Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-0, Stina Blackstenius and Caitlin Ford with the goals there for Jonas Alderweireld's side, and Chelsea beat Brighton and Hove Albion by 3-1. Guru Wright and Jess Carter and Johanna Rating Canarid with the goals there. Obviously that was Brighton's first game in under Amy Merricks, again after Jens Schur had left the club earlier on this week by mutual consent. So it was a bit of a surprise earlier on this week to see Jens Schur go, but obviously there's the reasons behind it. So ahead of this weekend's fixtures, we have Chelsea versus Manchester United at 12:30 on Sunday, first versus second. Manchester United obviously sitting atop of the WSL after winning last week 5-1 against Leicester City. They are there to be dealt with and taken as serious title contenders, and obviously we know what they are capable of doing. However, this is a result and a game that they are yet to win in their last 5 meetings, with Chelsea obviously last time out earlier on this season losing 3-1 to them, so they'll be hoping that they can rectify that this weekend and get back to winning ways against a top side to be taken serious when it comes to considerations for title aspirations and Champions League aspirations also. Heading into this one as well, Chelsea also have a game in hand over Manchester United, so it is slightly in their favour when it comes to going for the league, because if they win that game in hand they will go above Manchester United. So it is key for Manchester United to be staying amongst the top 3, and that they can have Champions League aspirations come next season. Next up we have Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester City, and Liverpool versus Tottenham, both kicking off at 2 PM UK time. Brighton's first home game since Jens Schur left, and obviously Manchester City in fantastic form this season as they currently sit in 3rd place. Next up we have Liverpool-Tottenham. Tottenham will be hoping to get back to winning ways, as it's been a really long time in the league that they have not won a game. Back in October against Brighton and Hove Albion was the last time that they picked up a victory. Liverpool also will be wanting to get to winning ways to move up and away from that relegation scrap that they could potentially be involved in, which is obviously nothing that any team wants to be involved with. Then we have West Ham versus Aston Villa and Leicester versus Everton at 3 o'clock. West Ham Aston Villa should be a fantastic game between the two sides. Aston Villa looking incredible this season under Carla Ward 5th, and obviously Paul Konchesky's side, West Ham, are in 7th place. 2 really good sides this season, and they have had their moments where they've shone really well. And then Leicester versus Everton. Everton had a bit of wayward time in the league in their last 2 games, losing last time out against Aston Villa and then drawing their previous game with Manchester United. So Everton will be wanting to get back to winning ways under Brian Sorensen. And finally, Arsenal versus Reading is the evening kick-off there at 6:45 GMT. Like Chelsea, Arsenal also have a game in hand over the Manchester side above them in the table. Other bits of news out of the WSL this weekend is that the games on the final weekend of the season have been rescheduled to Saturday the 27th of May, brought forward by a day. This is to help maximise fan attendance at these games, and that fans will be able to go to both the WSL games and then the men's final in the Premier League the day after. And obviously there is the potential to have a title challenge go right down to the final day, as well as relegation in the WSL also go down to the right day. So it's going to be a very interesting final weekend in the WSL later on this season. Over to the European fixtures now, and we'll start off with Germany, and tonight it is Bayern Munich versus Duisburg kicking off at 6:15. One game on Saturday is Werder Bremen versus Eintracht Frankfurt, with the rest of the games taking place on Sunday. Obviously Bayer Leverkusen versus Wolfsburg is one of the key fixtures there. Obviously Wolfsburg wanting to get back to winning ways after losing last week to Werder Bremen, so they'll definitely want to try and amend that. Over in the Netherlands, again, a lot of the fixtures taking place tonight. Another side looking to get back to winning ways after dropping points last week is obviously FC Twente, after they lost to Fortuna Sittard, and tonight they take on VV Alkmaar. The rest of the games we have Zwolle versus PSV, Excelsior Ajax, and Den Haag versus Fortuna Sittard, and then Telstar versus Feyenoord on Sunday. Over in the French League, and it's Paris FC versus Montpellier later on tonight, so that would be 8 o'clock kickoff in the UK time, with the rest of the as well as Fleury versus Lyon. One game on Saturday as well, we have Rodez versus Le Havre. Most of the games on Saturday, Guingamp versus Bordeaux, Soyo Charente versus Dijon, and one game on Sunday is Paris Saint-Germain versus Stade de Reims. And then the rest of the games in Spain, again we have about half the games taking place on Saturday, half of them on Sunday, with league leaders Barcelona playing on Saturday evening against Levante, with the rest of the games on Sunday, and the big one there being the Madrid derby as Atletico Madrid take on Real Madrid at 5 PM, again UK time. So there are the fixtures to look forward to this weekend across the leagues. So a bit of other big news for these past couple of hours, over the last day or two in France, was that they announced that Corinne Diacre had been sacked as the head coach after a tumultuous spell had come to a really bad ending due to the players leaving the team, like Wendy Renard, Marie Antoinette Katoto and Caridatu Gianni, all effectively putting on hold their international career due to them not liking the stuff around Corinne Diacre's management style. So it's going to be interesting to see, with the World Cup just 4 months away, what do the French national side do going forth, and who will be appointed looking ahead to the World Cup. It's going to be really interesting to see, and whether those 3 players do come back into the national side as well going forward and ahead of this World Cup, which you would fully expect to happen. So that is it for this week's rundown. We'll be back on Monday to recap all the fixtures and talking points of this past weekend and anything else that comes out of the world of women's football. In the meantime, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and that you're following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. In the meantime, we'll see you soon.